Once upon a time, in a picturesque little town nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a couple named Sarah and Michael. They were the embodiment of love and companionship, the envy of their friends and neighbors. Sarah was an artist, and her vibrant paintings often depicted the love and happiness she felt with Michael. Michael, on the other hand, was a musician who composed songs that seemed to capture the essence of their relationship. Together, they created a harmonious life filled with shared dreams and boundless affection. Their love story was one for the ages. They met in high school, and their connection was instantaneous. They spent their evenings stargazing and sharing secrets under the twinkling night sky. They promised each other that they would always be there for one another, no matter what life threw their way. For years, they remained inseparable, their love growing stronger with each passing day. Sarah's art studio and Michael's music room became their shared sanctuary, a place where they poured their hearts and souls into their creative pursuits. It was a love story that everyone admired, and they were often asked for the secret to their enduring happiness. However, as time went on, Michael began to change. At first, it was subtle, a missed dinner date here, a forgotten anniversary there. Sarah, deeply in love and committed to their relationship, dismissed these lapses as minor issues. She believed that love could weather any storm, and their bond would surely conquer these trivial obstacles. But the storm intensified. Michael started spending more time away from home, often without explanation. He became secretive about his whereabouts and began distancing himself emotionally from Sarah. The nights they once spent stargazing and sharing dreams now felt like distant memories. Sarah, torn between her unwavering love and the growing sense of betrayal, decided to confront Michael. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, she sat him down and asked the question that had been haunting her for months. "Michael, what's happening to us?" she implored, her voice trembling with vulnerability. Michael, avoiding her gaze, sighed heavily. "Sarah, I don't know," he mumbled, his words hanging heavily in the air. Sarah's heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. She had never expected this response from the man she had promised to spend her life with. She had believed that their love was unbreakable, that they were invincible together. In the weeks that followed, Sarah grappled with the painful reality that Michael had changed. She poured her anguish and confusion into her art, creating pieces that reflected the shattered fragments of her heart. The distance between Sarah and Michael grew wider. It was another evening, and Sarah couldn't bear the silence any longer. She found herself standing before Michael, her eyes filled with a mix of pain and determination. "Michael," she began, her voice quivering, "we can't keep living like this. I need to know what's going on. I need to understand why you've pulled away from me." Michael sighed, his gaze fixed on the floor. "Sarah, I told you, I don't know. It's just, things have changed." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes, but she refused to let them fall. "Michael, we promised each other that we'd always be honest and communicate, no matter what. If there's something you're not telling me, please, let's talk about it." He looked up, his eyes filled with a mix of guilt and sorrow. "Sarah, I don't want to hurt you, but I need some space to figure things out on my own." Sarah's heart sank as she realized that Michael wasn't willing to open up. It was then, in that moment of clarity, that she knew she had to make the most painful decision of her life. With a trembling voice and a heavy heart, Sarah said, "Michael, I love you, but I can't keep waiting for a love that's no longer there." Sometimes, love alone is not enough to sustain a relationship. Sarah realized that despite her deep love for Michael, she couldn't save their relationship if he didn't want to be saved. She discovered that there are moments when staying and fighting for a relationship is the right choice, but there are also times when walking away is an act of self-preservation and self-respect. With great courage and a heavy heart, Sarah made the difficult decision to walk away from a relationship that had once been her whole world. It was a painful choice, but it was also an act of self-love. She knew that she deserved a love that was reciprocated, a love that would not waver in the face of change and uncertainty. Through her tears and heartache, she learned a valuable lesson about love and relationships. As time passed, Sarah's heartache began to heal. She rediscovered her own strength and creativity, and her art flourished once more. She learned that life's greatest lessons often come from the most painful experiences. She learned when to stay and when to walk away, and she vowed never to settle for a love that was anything less than genuine and unwavering. Sarah's story serves as a reminder that sometimes, despite our deepest desires and greatest efforts, people can change and love can falter. It teaches us that we must value ourselves enough to recognize when it's time to let go, to walk away from a relationship that no longer brings us joy, and to embrace the possibility of a brighter future. And most importantly, it reminds us that in the midst of heartbreak, we can find our own strength and create our own path toward healing and happiness.